Some 2 months before police charged Natalie White with burning down the Wendy's where Rayshard Brooks was killed by an Atlanta police officer, turns out she had another interaction with police.
Yeah, childhood friends in Norcross told police that she tore up their home and hit one of them in the face. No charges were filed that night.
But on a police body camera video obtained by the Fox 5i team, Natalie White told an officer it all started because her friends told her she was crazy.
So this is Rayshard Brooks' girlfriend, Natalie White. If you saw, most of you didn't see the whole 40-minute interaction with him and the two nicest cops to ever walk the face of the earth. The two most patient cops you'd ever see. The two most understanding cops that there can't be two more understanding cops than those two cops that encountered Rayshard Brooks that night. But if you watch the 40-minute interaction with those two cops, Rayshard says Natalie White. He says her name maybe 30 times during that interaction. Natalie White, Natalie White, Natalie White.
I'm so sorry.
She was cut, bleeding, visibly upset, as a Norcross patrolman gently wrapped her hand. She would verbally spar with officers for some 40 minutes, making...
Wow, that's crazy. Her interaction with cops lasted the same amount of time as Rayshard Brooks's. That's insane.
As a Norcross patrolman gently wrapped her hand, she would verbally spar with officers for some 40 minutes, making it clear she wanted no part of the police.
You can shoot me. You can shoot me. I have nothing. I did not call you guys. I know the law. Then let me go the home, man.
It was late April, according to this Norcross police report. While visiting two childhood friends, Natalie White became emotional and began throwing things.
Okay, so this girl was tripping off of... She may have been going through something with Rayshard Brooks. Because Rayshard was out by this time in April. He had already been released. So, something happened. Something may have happened with her and Rayshard where they had some kind of incident or something and she went over there to, talk with their friends. Or maybe she just crazy and she was just going through some psychotic episode. Who knows?
30 minutes, making it clear she wanted no part of the police.
You can shoot me. You can shoot me. I have nothing. I did not call you guys. I know the law. Then let me go the home, man.
It was late April, according to this Norcross police report. While visiting two childhood friends, Natalie White became emotional and began throwing things. Those friends called the police.
There's blood here.
Officers wearing body cameras saw the damage firsthand. Natalie White struck her childhood friend, they were told. She threw liquor bottles against a glass oven door, damaged a ping pong table, then punched a glass door window, gashing her hand. Police wanted emergency medical specialists with the fire department to examine that wound. She was afraid she would have to pay for care.
I'm just saying. I don't want them. I don't know why they're here.
Because I called them. Because you're bleeding.
Why?
Because you're bleeding.
Because you couldn't handle it because it's not in your jurisdiction. That's not my problem, man.
Natalie White refused care. Her friends didn't press charges. But one of those friends told police Natalie needed a mental health evaluation. And later that evening, Natalie White told officers why she was so upset by her childhood friends.
Adamant. I mean, they were in my face. They were like...
About what?
That I'm crazy. That I'm actually crazy.
Okay.
You think I'm crazy?
I don't know you.
Maybe I am, but like, is that for you guys to determine?
Natalie White did not start a fire.
2 months later, the same Natalie White became a central figure in the unfolding drama involving a deadly police shooting and an arson. In a Wendy's parking lot, Rayshard Brooks, facing a DUI arrest, fought with police, grabbed an officer's taser, and was shot in the back by Officer Garrett Rolfe after firing the taser at the officer while running away.
Wow, this is new. For the whole year, all they said was that he took the officer's taser and pointed it at him. this is new. They're showing the actual events. Wow, this is amazing, man. Listen, man. People starting to push back against that woke stuff. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to give them any credit, because when they needed to show it, what really happened that night, and again, two of the nicest guys you're ever going to meet. I know you can't really get a good feel for a person from just a 20-second viral videos, but that 40-second interaction with Rayshard Brooks, you can get a good idea. And he probably wasn't the worst guy in the world. He seemed like, if he wasn't, committing a crime against you, he seemed like he was a decent guy. But I just can't believe they actually showed everything that happened that night.
2 months later, the same Natalie White became a central figure in the unfolding drama involving a deadly police shooting and an arson. In a Wendy's parking lot, Rayshard Brooks, facing a DUI arrest, fought with police, grabbed an officer's taser, and was shot in the back by Officer Garrett Rolfe after firing the taser at the officer while running away. Prior to the attempted DUI arrest, Brooks told officers his girlfriend, Natalie White, could drive him home.
Natalie White, she's my girlfriend.
I'm sure things will develop with the passage of time.
Her lawyer, Drew Finley, would not characterize the relationship between White and Brooks out of respect for the Brooks family. Photos released by police led to the arrest of Natalie White. Fox 5 cameras rolled when a woman fitting White's description appeared to ignite an aerosol can in the doorway of Wendy's. Attorney Finley says the Wendy's was already on fire. White was arrested and charged with arson.
I'm going to document it in case it happens again.
And some 2 months earlier, Natalie White was not arrested that night in Norcross. Police wouldn't let her drive and took her home. Earlier, she had cussed about the, quote, white, entitled, privileged who called police on her. Now, appearing calm in the backseat of a patrol car as a Norcross officer drives her home, she told the officer she sometimes forgets police are people too.
Police officers are like robots now. We're not supposed to like them. I empathize with you.
And I know a lot of you people are probably like, they wouldn't have did that if it was a black woman. Yeah, they would have. They do it all the time. They give black, man, you know how many breaks I done got with cops, man? Any times I should have been arrested more. Even domestic, man. If you've been around and you did a lot of things, you know that, you can talk your way out of some things if the cuffs ain't on yet. Usually once the cuffs get on, it's over, or once they say put your hands behind your back, but like when they show up, if you a smooth talker or if you can, make them, sympathetic with you, and it's not like you killed nobody, like of course that, but I mean if it's like something like a fight or something like that, or you may be able to talk your way out of it. Most times not. But if you're a woman, you got a lot greater chance of talking your way out of it, regardless of race.
Police officers are like robots now. We're not supposed to like them. I empathize with you.
Her lawyer, Drew Finley, wrote us to say the incident bears no relevance to the arson charge. Finley wrote it is important to note the contrast Miss White must have felt between her courtesy ride home and watching video of her friend's death, who was never offered that same courtesy.
Well, they're speaking about Rayshard Brooks because everyone said that they should have driven Rayshard Brooks home. They should have given him a ride home. That's a little different one, DUI. Talking your way out of a DUI is a little tricky because you have to be like, hey, man, if you can prove that you're not drunk, they're still going to lock you up because it's DUI and they take that stuff very seriously because people get killed from people driving on the road. And they're with the body cam on, you can't really give nobody a break with a DUI, because if your supervisor sees that, you just let a guy go for a DUI, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, because they take that stuff very seriously. They tried with Rayshard, man. I mean, they tried everything. Everything. He didn't know what town he was in. Only thing coherent that he said the whole time was Natalie White. That was the only coherent word, 2 words he put together. They waited 40 minutes just dealing with him. Then when he failed the field sobriety test, where you walk a straight line, he failed that. Then he failed the breathalyzer. I think they could have done him a solid, because he was so engaging, and he seemed like a likable guy, but not with that body cam on dealing with DUIs. You can give those officers could have gotten in a lot of trouble giving him a break with that. And then some people say, well, they should have parked the car. Well, listen, it's 5,000 cops in Atlanta. Like, is that really what you want? You want cops just giving people breaks left and right? Like, if you catch a break, you catch a break. It's not guaranteed that you're going to catch a break with the 2 cops that show up on whatever you've done, or however many cops show up. I don't think the white girl should have got a break, but like, we just did a video the other day. A white girl got shot by a cop. We just did a story the other day. This white girl, she got a break. Rayshard Brooks got a break, but he couldn't take advantage of it. If Rayshard Brooks could have told them officers what city he was in, if he could have made one coherent sentence, it seemed like they would have let him go. They wouldn't have let him drive. He couldn't do that for 40 minutes. Just think about it. You sneak in the house late at night and your parents say, have you been drinking? Yeah, that's not bad. You been drinking. And they really don't want to punish you. They really don't want to believe you, because they don't want to believe that their kid was out drinking. They sit there for 40 minutes, and you just and they say walk a straight line, and you're like walking all over the place. I mean, even people that want to be on your side, they can't. They at some point they gotta be, all right, this guy's drunk. They're 2 different cases. That's basically the moral to the story. Disorderly conduct, whatever this woman would have been charged with, or simple battery or assault, which they would have had to if the friends didn't press charges. So see, once the people didn't press charges on Natalie White, it was really the cops. It gave the cops the leeway to let her go. To drive her home. And it's a small town. It wasn't Atlanta. It was a small town outside of Atlanta. So it wasn't like Atlanta cops. Big city, big metropolis, scanner constantly going off, the dispatcher constantly calling you. This is a little small town outside of Atlanta where they could have, had time to drive her home. Atlanta cops, I mean, they're constantly getting calls on the dispatch. Go here, units here, units there, units here, because of the crime level in that city. So I don't think Atlanta cops would have the time to drive somebody home. That's more of a small town thing. But yeah, I mean, this is a sad case, man. Tell me what you guys think, man. Get in the comment section. Like, subscribe, donate. Peace. I'm out.